Okay, dinner is cooking, so I figured this is a perfect time for me to hop on and share a little bit about my story. So, my story is a little bit different. We had three kids pretty close in age, and I totally lost myself. I was really lost, and I was really unhappy in my own skin, and I was just pretty miserable. And I finally realized I had to change my life. Like, it wasn't going to magically happen. I had to show up and start putting effort into it. I had to take action, right? And so I started small. I started with a stroller. Then I joined like a stroller fitness group. I wound up loving it. I loved having the camaraderie of other moms and a place and a mission and a purpose, right? Like I had something I had to get done. I was teaching my kids good lessons. So I actually became a group exercise instructor. I had no background in fitness. I was never a fit girl before in high school. I was the skinny fat girl. I just didn't have any muscle tone. I was so worried about what other people thought about me that it prevented me from doing anything, from trying out for things. And so I stayed in my bubble. I was kind of bubble girl. I had so much anxiety and all of that. But then once motherhood rolled around, I knew I had to change something. So I became a group exercise instructor. I was teaching these stroller fitness groups classes, and I loved it. I loved being able to inspire other moms and help them along their journey. And I wanted more. I wanted more. I wanted to help more people. And I needed to bring in some income because I did at that point in our lives. Like I needed to bring in some income. So I started looking at all the different RV parks here. I was like, well, I get to go teach group exercise classes at these RV parks, or I could go to the local gym and I could start teaching there, right? Because I was making peanuts as a group exercise instructor. Basically, I was making enough to keep my certifications and insurance up to date. And so it was an expensive hobby. So being that I loved inspiring other women, I was active on Instagram and I was always sharing my journey, and I was following other fit moms' journey as well. Other moms just like me. And I was following them. I'm like, who are these people? These women are so inspiring, and they've made fitness their business. Like, how have they done this? And it turns out they're all super successful Beachbody coaches. So I had all these like weird feelings around Beachbody. You know, it's like, oh, I don't know, it's this cult, or oh, you gotta buy stuff, you gotta sell things. I didn't want anything to do with that, right? I just wanted to like live my purpose and help other women and keep working on my own journey and bring in some income. So finally, after a year, you guys, a year of being on the fence and hemming and hawing, I got into a sneak peek just like this, and I took some time. I went in with an open mind, but with lots of fear and objectives, and I just couldn't shake the nudge. I just kept thinking about it. I kept thinking about it and thinking about it. I didn't want to talk to my husband about it because I was embarrassed. I was like, one more thing that I might do that's going to be expensive that maybe I won't totally rock, and I had so much fear around that. Well, we went camping, and I just couldn't shake it, and I was like, you know what, what's the worst that happens, right? Because ultimately I'm working on my own journey and I'm just sharing that. And I'd already been doing some Beachbody programs. I'd already had Shakeology. I knew that it worked. I knew that I loved it. And so I was like, it doesn't have to be selling. That's what these coaches that I was following, they didn't say it wasn't selling. It was just sharing, right? Kind of like if you get a great haircut, you're just going to naturally share it. If you go out for a great meal, you're naturally going to share it. There are coaches out there that do it the wrong way, that are gross, that are out there selling, and they're like hunting people. And that's not what we do. As a Positive Vibe Tribe, we're not hunters. We're farmers. We're out there planting seeds. We're sharing our journey transparently and being vulnerable and being real, because we're real women, and that's where we're all on our own journey. And if you're not working on your own journey, well, then you don't have anything. So I finally said yes. I became a coach, and it completely changed my entire life. Like, completely. It blew the lid off of it. I still was really struggling with anxiety. I was struggling with tons of fear. My husband's in law enforcement, and I was always petrified he was going to die. I was super petrified. I lived in this constant state of like anxiety and worry and negativity, because if I could war game all the bad things that will happen, they won't happen, right? But that doesn't work, and I wasn't living my life the way I wanted to. I wanted to get some results. I wanted to bring in some income. I wanted to show my kids that I mattered, that showing up for myself every single day, even on the hard days, even on the days I didn't want to, was such a lesson I wanted to teach them. And I wanted to teach them to be badasses, that they could do anything they wanted. There was no limits, right? The only limits we have are the ones we put on ourselves, the ones we put on, like we're in our own cage, right? So I decided to be all in. I decided to be all in right out the gate. A lot of the other coaches you're going to meet in here, they came in as discount coaches, or maybe it took them a long time, just like me, to be open to it. But I came in hard charging, and I have been a coach. Let's see, it'll be 2 years this end of this June, and I just love it. I love it. It's helped me surrender a lot of my fear. It's helped me work through so much of my anxiety and personal angst and just weirdness. It's helped me learn to love people. I used to be a judger. I was a big judger. I was really hard on myself, and it's helped me find grace for myself. And if you have grace for yourself, you can give it more. You can just give it out, right? It's like whatever you're filling yourself with, it radiates out. It's a domino effect. So I love it. I love it. I love it. I would do this even if Beachbody disappeared. And you're going to find out if you decide to join our team that we're not just like Beachbody pimps. We're not out there trying to sell people stuff all the time or anything like that. We are our own brand. I am Sarah Nilsson Fitness, and some of the other coaches are their own brand of fitness, right? But we are a team. There's all kinds of tools and help and support. And so maybe for you, you're not in this because you want to make some extra income. Maybe for you, you just need more help and accountability on your fitness journey. And so it's okay to peel back the onion. It's okay to feel like you don't want what I wanted, because everyone's journey is going to be different. And that's the beauty in this. First and foremost, it comes down to your own personal journey and transforming yourself and stepping into who you want to become, because none of us are probably where we want to be, right? Like there's always work to be done on the inside. There's always goals to be met. There's always stretch that you can do. And that's what I love about this. It's just me working on my own journey and cheering others on along the way. And your journey will look different. And that's the beauty of it. That's totally the beauty of it. So I love it. I love it. I would do it for free. Honestly, if Beachbody disappeared, I would continue to do this because it just makes my soul happy. It makes me feel like I have a purpose. I get up in the morning and I'm excited to be able to stay home with my kids and contribute to our household financially and just rock my life. That's what I want. I wanted to surrender my anxiety, which is still a battle, right? I still deal with that. But because of all the personal development that I do, it's helped me so much surrender my anxiety and change my thought process and work on my affirmations and all this other stuff. So that's a little bit about my story. Beachbody has truly helped me bloom, and I can't say enough good things about these amazing women that I've met by chance, or I knew for a long time, but we didn't really connect until we became a team. And these are my ride or die peeps. Like these are peeps that if something went wrong, I would totally call you in the middle of the night and you would be there with a shovel. It's true. So it's about friendship, it's about teamwork, and it's just about loving who you are and continuing to grow into the person you want to be, and sharing that with your kids, right? Teaching your kids that. So that, in a nutshell, is my story.